right, if you have swollen legs or one leg is swollen and it's from lymphedema, what you would like to do is eliminate that. So one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen in my decades of working with patients is what we're going to explain to you. You can fix it
very easily with just a little bit of advice.
That's right. So hold on, and we're going to explain the whole system and get right to it pretty quick. Okay, so let's clear up what lymphedema is. Lymphedema is swelling in the legs. It's very visual. You'll see it actually swell. It's different than if your leg is swelling up from, say, an ankle sprain or something traumatic like that. It's very important to understand that the arteries and the fluid or the blood is actually still going down into your leg, and it's returning back up into your system as it should. The lymphedema or the fluid in there is not. So we'll talk about what that fluid is. Go ahead, Mike.
So the fluid in lymphedema is called interstitial fluid. That's a mouthful to say. And it naturally surrounds your body tissue and cells all throughout the body, not just in your legs. And this is a normal process, and it's supposed to flow out and flow back in, and it carries nutrients and helps bring oxygen to healthy tissues.
That's right. And the thing that really is important to think about with lymphedema, this interstitial fluid, it is superficial as it flows back. It's superficial. In other words, it's just under the skin. As it comes back up, and as it comes back up, it'll go through your lymph nodes located here. Your lymph nodes filter it. It goes back up into your system, and the cycle starts all over again. But the whole point is it's superficial. It's just under the skin, and we'll tell you why in just a minute. Okay, so if you do have this swelling, you do not want to self-diagnose your problem. Go to a doctor, make sure it's diagnosed by a doctor, that it is a lymphedema problem. You do not have other things going on. A real common prescription that the doctors will order is compression garments that will help maintain the size of your legs so that the fluid does continue.
So you can be done in a couple different ways. So we have Tubi-Grip here, which is a nice, easy way to slip on. Some doctors actually have you wrap your legs. That's a whole nother animal.
Right.
Or some type of compression socks. Usually there's more compression in the toes versus up at the calf muscle. But a large problem we see with these is they start to roll down, creating a tourniquet. Now this tourniquet, like Brad said earlier, it's not going to be so tight that it cuts off your blood supply. We don't have to worry about that. But this interstitial fluid is so close to the top layer of the skin that it's going to start pooling in there. So if you actually take it off, you can notice like there's going to be big indentations where these are turning down like this.
Right, and remember the fluid will get in, the interstitial fluid will get into the ankle, into the foot. However, on its way back, where it's just under the skin, it hits that tourniquet there, and it bumps against there, and it causes all of this excess of fluid. So the compression garment will do its job and help, but with tourniqueting, it actually negates the whole benefits of the compression garment and can make it worse. Okay, so what I'd like to do is give you a real-life 2 photos of a leg that has lymphedema and the tourniqueting effect. So you will see on one photo that there is the ring, the tourniquet, and then I pull that down, and on Mike you cannot see it, but on a real leg where you have tourniqueting, you will literally see a dent all the way around in the ring, and you can clearly understand that that tourniquet is limiting the flow of that fluid back to the trunk or the lymph nodes.
So what are some solutions to this? Well,
wait, even before we get to that, the solutions are very simple and easy to do, which is the really good news. Sorry to interrupt.
The first solution is for the patient, or me in this case, is to simply check their wraps they have or their Tubi-Grip and just make sure if it's wrapped up like that to unfold it if they are able to. Not everyone can. So what's the other option, Brad?
Well, the other option is if the person does not remember to pull them up or they're unable to reach down and pull them up, is hopefully there's a caregiver around that will periodically, every hour, every 2 hours at the most, will actually come over, check it, and then make sure they're in the right position. If that is not an option and the person will forget or cannot do it, there's not another person to help, then we got a pretty easy solution for that.
So this is called Coban. It's not really a tape. It's a type of wrap that sticks upon itself only. It does not stick on your skin, as you can see here. And what you do, so if you have Tubi-Grip and it's up, is you simply wrap it around the top portion of it. Now, you don't want to get super tight and cause another tourniquet. Just nice and loose and gentle. And see, it sticks upon itself like this. So wrap it around just a few times. And then you can simply tear it or cut it with the scissors. And, oh, there we go.
So, again, now this is 1 inch. I would actually recommend the 2-inch wide. It works better. It's a much, for this situation, it's better to use, but it is the same material. You can buy this online. You can get it on medical supply. Actually, a little... If you want a hint on how to get it cheaper, if you buy it from a veterinary supply, and this is what I've heard from people who got certified in this, it's exactly the same product, but they use it on animals and they sell it cheaper, so you can get it quite a bit cheaper. So wherever you get it from, make sure, you'll just find out it works well. This is actually made by 3M. Again, does not stick to your skin, but it does to itself. And you have a nice way to hold it up. Easy to take off. You simply throw it away and use some more. All right, very good. So simple little tricks to help that tourniqueting problem and really help the lymphedema problem go away. And I've done this with patients. I'm working with this with my mother right now, and boy, it is really working well if you stay consistent with it.
If you have any questions or comments, mark them down below. Let us know if this works for you or if you have any other suggestions, because the audience feeds off of each other.
That's right. There are other tricks besides this, I am sure.
Yes.